Some people inherit wealth, some inherit land, but the most dangerous inheritance of all is dignity. On the edge of Cedar Grove County stands an old two-story farmhouse, white paint fading, porch sagging, but rooted like the people who built it. Inside, Malcolm Rivers, 50, a tall, black man with hands shaped by years of carpentry, stirs a pot of collard greens. His wife, Lorraine, 45, checks the cornbread. Their kids, Andre, 18, and Naomi, 14, set the table, teasing each other over who forgot the spoons. Then, a sharp knock. "Sheriff's Department, step outside." Malcolm opens the door. On the porch stands Deputy Curtis Hale, early 40s, pale-eyed, posture stiff with self-importance. "Got a report of trespassers on private property," Hale says. Malcolm's brow tightens. "This land's ours. Been in my family since 1925. Hale scans the yard like a man assessing property, not truth. "Documents say otherwise. Foreclosed 6 months ago." Lorraine folds her arms. "We paid every tax. We've got the deeds." Hale's expression doesn't change. "You got till Sunday to pack, or I'll come back with movers." He drops a red notice on the porch and walks off. That night, Malcolm unlocks a dented metal box from under the bed. Inside, faded papers, a family photo, and the original deed signed by his grandfather, Henry Rivers, a World War I veteran who bought the land with his discharge pay. "This is proof," Malcolm murmurs, "and they know it." Across town, in the glow of a street lamp, Deputy Hale makes a quiet call. "Yeah, they're still on the property. The developer wants it by Sunday. Don't worry about the deed." The voice on the line answers coldly. "Do what you have to. The condos break ground next week." At sunrise, the Rivers family wakes to a new eviction notice nailed to the door, stamped not by the county, but by Oak Ridge Development Corp. Spray painted beneath it in black, "Move or else." Lorraine pulls it down, voice trembling. "You can't bulldoze memory," she whispers, "but they'll try." Lorraine calls the county office. "Yes, parcel ID 4487C, the Rivers Farm. Can you confirm ownership?" The clerk hesitates. "There's no foreclosure, no change. The Rivers family's still on record." "Then why is a construction firm marking our door?" Her son Andre searches online. "Mom, Oak Ridge bought 30 acres down the hill. They're building luxury condos." Malcolm's voice is steady. "Then they'll build around us because we're not leaving." That evening, Malcolm drives to the county archives. In a dim back room, he flips open a ledger labeled Land Transactions 1920 to 1930. There it is. H. Rivers, 5.6 acres, paid in full. Beside it, scribbled faintly in red ink, "Invalid unless refiled by 1950. Malcolm stares. A loophole, planted decades ago. When he steps outside, a truck idles in the dark. Headlights flare. His phone buzzes. "Still think it's yours?" The clock's ticking. No name. Just a photo. His house, taken minutes earlier. Back home, Malcolm lays the old map on the table, a hand-drawn sketch passed down from Henry Rivers. A single X marks the big oak by the creek. He said if they ever come again, dig here. At dawn, Malcolm and his kids walk quietly to the tree line. The earth is soft from rain. They dig until the shovel hits metal.
a rusted box wrapped in oilcloth. Inside, the original deed, sealed with 3 county signatures and a federal homestead certificate. A note rests on top. If they ever doubt you, let the ground testify. Malcolm closes his eyes. Grandpa, you were ready for this. Lorraine contacts attorney Camille Brooks, a civil rights lawyer in Jackson. Within hours, she files for an emergency injunction and contacts the local news. By afternoon, neighbors gather on the river's lawn. Reporters set up cameras. Malcolm steps onto the porch, holding the deed high. "This paper's older than their company," he says, "and if they take us, your homes are next." The crowd cheers. But that night, smoke curls up from the mailbox. Burning paper, fake foreclosure forms, forged criminal records for Malcolm, and a half-melted badge stamped C. Hale. Lorraine picks it up carefully. They're not after land, they're after the story. Malcolm nods. Then we'll make sure everyone hears it. By morning, #Cedar Grove Truth floods social media. Local news turns national. Protesters arrive holding signs, "This land has a name." Attorney Brooks announces the injunction live on camera. The Rivers family will not be removed. This land is protected until federal review. Within days, the developer's permits are revoked. Deputy Hale is suspended. 2 weeks later, the governor visits Cedar Grove Hill. He places his hand on the old oak and says, "This isn't just soil, it's survival." He signs an executive order designating the property as a state-protected Black heritage site. Some battles end in court. Some end in headlines. But the strongest victories are written in the ground itself. Because you can fake a paper, but you can't rewrite a root. If this story moved you, don't look away. Share it. Talk about it. Because silence protects prejudice, but awareness protects legacy. Subscribe to True Crime Files TV, where truth speaks and justice listens.